Dear students, Salam Alaikum. This is experiment number 7, spring constant, also known as Hooke's law. For the course Physics 170L, Introductory Physics Laboratory for the semester Spring 2020-2021. The lab videos are given in these two links. They are two small videos from the lab. And the theory video made from my notes is what you are watching right now. Now, what is Hooke's law? See, Hooke's law states that the restoring force F of a spring is directly proportional to the displacement x. Mathematically, we have F is proportional to minus x. F equal to minus kx. Now, F is the restoring force, x is the displacement. The minus sign comes from the direction. The direction of the restoring force is opposite to that of the displacement. And k is a spring constant independent of x and varies from spring to spring. If it is small, we call the spring to be a soft spring. If the k is very big, we call it a hard spring. For example, the spring in the motorcycle suspension has a high value of k and is definitely a hard spring, whereas the spring in your ball pen or a mechanical pencil has a soft spring. Now, what's the apparatus we are going to use? See, we have a rigid support from which we hang a helical spring. Then we attach a mass hanger where we can vary the hanging masses, and there is a pointer attached to the spring which points to the scale, a vertical scale, normally a centimeter scale. In this picture, in this image, it's not a centimeter scale. It is a centimeter scale, but it's not a millimeter scale. It does not have 10 divisions between 0 and 1 centimeter. It has 5 divisions. So the least count is 1 by 5 centimeters, 0.2 centimeters, which is 2 millimeters. So when you come to the lab, please look at the scale. Normally we use a millimeter scale, so there is nothing to worry. But I found this diagram for you, which is not having a millimeter scale, but it is still a centimeter scale. Sometimes we do not have a pointer, then we keep a scale horizontally and measure the value. See, there is only one measurement, which is this, the amount of stretching, the displacement when the mass is hanging. One is unlikely to make any mistake in reading the masses and adding the masses, but one can make errors while noting down the displacement on this vertical scale. So the most important crucial measurement in this experiment is the displacement x. We'll do the measurement in millimeters or centimeters, and all calculations have to be in meters. The slotted masses are in grams normally, and we have to convert them to kilogram to proceed with the calculations. Now let's look at some of the pre-lab activities, some questions before actually looking at the lab data. Now, what is Hooke's law? Hooke's law states that the restoring force F of a spring is directly proportional to the displacement x. Mathematically, we have F is proportional to x or minus x, F equal to minus kx. K is a positive number, it is a spring constant. The units are Newton per meter, N by M. Yes, what's the meaning of the minus sign in the Hooke's law? Answer. The minus sign is due to the fact that the displacement is in the direction opposite to the restoring force. Now you cannot go on putting more and more masses. You cannot do the hanger and keep increasing the force on the spring. The spring will spoil. It will stop working after you put too much weight on it. So there is something called elastic limit. See, the elastic limit is the maximum force which can be applied on a spring without damaging it. Beyond this, the Hooke's law does not work. See, the Hooke's law has a particular formula, F equal to minus kx. It's a straight line equation. It will work only for a particular range of force for a given spring. So if the mass is too much, hanging mass, if the force is too much, it's not going to work. Yes. What happens to the elongation when the weight is doubled? See, when you double the weight, you basically are doubling the restoring force, and F is proportional to the displacement. So the displacement will also, its value will be double. By elongation here we mean the displacement. Now what is the potential energy stored in a spring? PE. See, if you look at your old wristwatches or wall clocks, there used to be a key and we had to wind them every evening or every once in a day or once in 2 days or once in 7 or 8 days, because by winding we used to store the energy in the spring, and the clock mechanism would slowly release the spring and rotate the hands of the clock. Energy has to come from somewhere. So the energy stored in a spring is called potential energy. The energy possessed by a spring when it is stretched or compressed by an amount x. It is given by the relation P equal to half kx square. Please remember, k is positive and x square is definitely positive, where k is the spring constant and it is different for each spring. The unit for k is Newton per meter and the unit for energy is joules. Please note that when either you can pull a spring, and sometimes also possible to compress the spring if it is not tightly wound. So if there is a loose spacing, then you can compress the spring. Compress means you can press it, and you can always stretch a spring. Stretch means you are pulling the spring, making it longer. What are the two formulae associated with a spring? We have seen both the formulae, just note them down once more. The first formula is related to the force known as the Hooke's law, which is F equal to minus kx, where F is the applied force, the restoring force, x is the displacement, stretching or compression, and k is the spring constant. See, these formulae are independent of the energy, but when we are doing measurements, we have to use some units, and we are going to use kilograms for masses, newtons for force, meters for distance. The second formula is about the potential energy stored in the spring, P equal to half kx square. Basically, your work is integral f dx. When you integrate x, you get half x square. This is precisely the thing what happens here. Potential energy is half kx square. The minus is taken care of in the integration process. E is the energy stored in the spring, x is the displacement, stretching or compression, and k is the spring constant. Now let's do some calculations. Question number 7. A force of 90 Newton is required to compress a spring by 6 cm. Look, the force is 90 newtons and the compression is 6 centimeters. We are talking about a force in this sentence. How much work must be done to stretch the same spring by 4 cm from its unstretched length? See, in the first part of the question, the data is about force and displacement. In the second part, it is work. Work means potential energy in this case with the displacement. And the two displacements are different. They can be same sometime. Now x equal to 6 centimeters, convert to meters by dividing by 100, you will get 0.06 meters. So force constant is F equal to minus kx. Ignore the minus sign, k equal to F by x. 90 Newton divided by 0.06 meters, you will get 1500 newtons per meter. If you want, you can put a comma after 1. To calculate the work done to stretch the spring by 4 centimeters is, first express this centimeters in meters, divide by 100, you will get 0.04 meters. Potential energy is half kx square, you will get half into 1500 newtons per meter into 0.04 meter whole square, you will get 1.2 joules exactly. So this is a very simple question which one should be able to do. Question number 8. To compress a spring 4 cm from its unstretched length, 12 joule of work must be done. Now here the situation is different. In the first sentence we are talking about the displacement and the work. How much work must be done to stretch the same spring 3 cm from its unstretched length? So we are talking about work in both in the first part of the problem and in the second part of the problem. Now let's first calculate the spring constant. There are methods to do the question directly, but we will not try them. The potential energy of the spring is half kx square, x equal to 4 centimeters, which is equal to 0.04 meters. K equal to 2 PE divided by x square, 2 into 12 divided by 0.04 square. You will get 15,000 newtons per meter. To calculate the work done stretching the same spring by 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters is equal to 0.03 meters. We have half kx square, half, now x is 0.03 meters. Half into 15,000 into 0.03 square, you will get 6.75 joules directly. Now we have a small gun question. A very simple gun has a spring mechanism. Basically, you convert the potential energy of the spring into the kinetic energy of the bullet, the ball which is launched from the gun. You can say bullet, or sometimes in this we can also say it a ball sometimes. A spring of a spring gun has a force constant of 500 newtons per meter. It is compressed by 5 centimeters and a ball of mass 100 gram is placed in the barrel against the compressed spring. Compute the speed with which the ball leaves the gun when released. Now initial energy is potential energy, which is half kx square. E initial is half kx square. E final is half mv square, where m is given, v we have to calculate, and k is given, x is given. Now let's start calculation. Initial energy equal to final energy. Now E final energy equal to initial energy. Now how much is the initial energy? Half kx square, half into 500 into 0.05 square, you will get 0.625 joules. Now the final energy is half mv square, which is half into 0.1 kg. Mass has to be in kilogram, so 100 divided by 1000 is 0.1. Now half into 0.1 into v square, which is 0.05 v square. E final v equal to E initial, 0.05 v square equal to 0.625. V square equal to 0.625 divided by 0.05, which is exactly 12.5. Now remember, it is V square equal to 12.5, so V will be equal to square root of 12.5, which is 3.53 meters per second. That's it. Now the graph of the spring experiment is what? It is F versus X or W versus X, where W is the weight or F is the applied force. Both are fine. So the graph of the spring constant is F versus X. It is a straight line passing through the origin whose slope is equal to the spring constant. This is very important. It is a straight line graph. The slope has a physical meaning, and in this case it is the spring constant. On the x axis you put the displacement, and on the vertical, the y axis, you put the restoring force. What is the shape of the Wx graph? You can also write Fx graph, or you can write Wx graph. It is a straight line passing through the origin whose slope is equal to the spring constant K. Calculate the force exerted by a hanging mass of 50 gram. This question is not new. We have seen it in other experiments many times. The mass is 50 gram. To express it into kilograms, divide by 1000, you will get 0.05 kg. F equal to mg, 0.05 kg into 9.8 meters per second square. It is equal to 0.49 newtons. Never round off these numbers unless it is absolutely necessary. Now the force has magnitude and direction. We have calculated the magnitude. The gravitational force is towards the ground, towards the center of the earth to be precise. The direction is down towards the earth. So be conscious about the direction whenever you are talking about vector quantities, and force is a vector quantity. Now question number 12 is the most important question. This is how your lab work is going to be. Analyze the following experimental data and determine the spring constant by completing the table, and do it also graphically. We'll do it from the table and then graphically. Now this is an empty table where the mass is given in grams and the position is given in centimeters. Now let me explain the first row, the 0th row. See, for 0 grams, the position should be 0 centimeters. Excuse me. But it is not always the case. It is 0.3 centimeters. The units are given here. Without hanging the mass, the pointer is pointing at 0.3 centimeters. Just imagine your car speedometer is the analog speedometer. The needle is little bent. It will not show 0 kilometers when the car stops. It is parked full night. but it will show 1 or 2 kilometers per hour. So that is a small error, and this error we have to take care in all the data, in all the calculations. I will show you how you do it. Now first and foremost, you have to complete the header of the table. See, the table starts with the header, and sometimes we write something below and above the table to tell what the table is about. Now the first thing is serial number. Serial number is written here. The mass is in grams. For mass we have two columns. So first is gram, the second one is logically kilograms. Don't keep thinking what you should put here, because calculations are in kilograms, measurements are in grams, so you do it in kilograms. Next is weight. Weight equal to W equal to mg, and the unit for weight is the unit of force, which is Newton. Then the position is given in centimeters. Now we have to calculate the displacement in centimeters and then convert it into meters by dividing by 100. Then K equal to W by X. W is here and X is here in meters, and the unit for displacement is meter, the unit for weight is Newton, so unit for the spring constant K is Newton per meter. Now at 0 gram you are getting 0.3 centimeters. This error has to be subtracted. How many hours are there between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock? 5 minus 2, 3. So 5 minus 0.3 you will get 4.7. 6.8 minus 0.3 you will get 6.5. 19.1 minus 0.3 you will get 18.8. Under an ideal condition, if it is 0, 0 here, 0 centimeters for 0 grams, you will not have to do the subtraction. You can directly copy 5, 6.8, 9.1, but you have to subtract 0.3 because of the error in the pointer. Now first thing you will do is convert all these grams to kilograms. 50 divided by 1000 you will get 0.05. 70 divided by 1000, 0.07. Do all these divisions by 1000 very carefully and write all the three numbers after the point. Now calculate the weight. Weight is m into g. G is 9.8 meters per second square. So take 0.05 kg into 9.8. You will get 0.490. Now the displacement is final position minus initial. 5 minus 0.3, 4.7. Divide by, which is in centimeters. Divide by 100, you will get 0.047. K equal to W by X, which is 10.43. Now I will show you the calculations in more detail. The mass is 50 grams. Divide by 1000, you will get 0.05 kg. Write it here. Then weight is W equal to mg, 0.05 kg into 9.8 meters per second square. You will get 0.490 newtons here, written here. We are doing the first row calculation. Displacement is final position minus initial. 5 minus 0.3, which is 4.37 centimeters. 4.7 centimeters divided by 100. You will get 0.047 meters. You can directly write the displacement in meters. This centimeter column is extra, but I wrote it for your understanding. Now calculate the spring constant. K equal to W by X. How much is the W? W is 0.490 divided by X. X is 0.047 meters. You will get 10.43. The first 2-3 readings are, and the last 2-3 readings are sometimes different from the middle values, but do not worry about it. When you are doing data analysis, when you are doing the experiment, there are ways to handle that, but we will not discuss it right now. We will just discuss how to manage the data given in the yellow color. So we have done the first row, then do the second row, third row, fourth row, 8 rows. 8 sets of data are given. Your first point is 0, 0 and not 0, 0.3. It is 0, 0. When the force is 0, the displacement is 0. Okay. 0.3 minus 0.30. 0 divided by 0 is not defined. So do not write anything in this portion of the table. Leave it blank the way I have done it. The mean value of the spring constant from the table is 9.97 newtons per meter. This is the mean value. Mean means average value. Add all the 8 and divide by 8. The smallest value is 9.19 and the biggest is 10.55. We should say largest. The largest is 10.55. So your mean value, the average value, the mutawasat will be between more than 9.19 and less than 10.55. Do the calculation, you will get 9.97. Now we have to do the same thing for the graph. Now graph, what do we need? We need W and X. W in newtons and X in meters. All other columns are not needed for the graph. So let's make another table if you wish. Otherwise you can copy it from the main table, but be careful what you are copying onto the graph paper. So take the weight W equal to mg in newtons and the displacement x. So 0, 0 is your first point. Then the other points are given here. You can use a round off to draw the graph. A possible scale for x-axis is 1 centimeters corresponding to 0.01 meters. You will not have to do any calculation, just shift the decimal. For the y-axis, put 1 centimeter corresponding to 0.1 Newton. If you like any other scale, you are free to use it. Now from this table, the second table, or you can use the first table, but just put a circle or something so that you do not use the wrong column. You are going to use the weight column and the displacement column. Put all the points from the table onto the graph paper. After you have finished the points, don't look at the table again. Just check whether you have put the points correctly. After you put the points, look for a straight line, which is the best line. What is the best line? The best line has more and more points. It will never have all the points, okay? Sometimes it will have. So never means don't expect it to have. So your 0, 0 is the first point. Then put all the points after round off, because sometimes, because the graph paper is small, so we have to use a round off for the hand drawn graph. In a computer graph, you can feed all the numbers and the computer will also do a round off without informing you. Now the graph is through the origin 0, 0 shown in the row number 0 in red in the table. After the graph is done, ignore the table. Now you have to find the slope. Now the spring constant is your slope. Slope is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Or we can say delta w divided by delta x. In calculus we will say dw dx, the derivative. But here there is no derivative, it is delta means subtraction. W2 minus w1 divided by x2 minus x1. So the 2 points are 0, 0. Now which is the corner? Easy point, 1, 1. This point looks easy to me, so I am taking it. If you want, you can take any 2 points. It does not matter. You will get the same slope mathematically. Now 1 minus 0 divided by 0.1 minus 0. 1 divided by 0.1 is 10. So your graph answer is 10 newtons per meter. When you take the 2 points, your machine graph, the slope is 9.5. If you round off, you will get 10 here. And your table value is how much? The table value is 9.97. So your table value will be different from your graph value, little bit, not much. And your computer value will be little bit different from your this thing, because in your the machine is calculating by a different method and you are doing it by putting the points. The computer graph will exhibit the points, but it is also doing something more which we are not going to do. That's why all the answers are going to look different. They will differ slightly and not much. They got 9.97, you got 10, and the machine got 9.55. All are correct. In the exam, don't get 15 or 20 or 5 or 6. If you get 9.5, 10, 9, 10, 11, anything between 9 and 11 is fine. We allow a 10% margin in the multiple choice answers. Now let's do one more question. Now this question is given in English and you have to make the table. The displacement in centimeters and the hanging mass bracket in grams of a helical spring are given by 0, 0.3. This is your 0 point, it is 0.3, it's not 0, 0 in the data, but in the graph it is 0, 0. 10, 2, 20, 4, 30, 6, 40, 8, 50, 10. What does it mean? It means when it is 10 grams, it is 2 centimeters. Look at the units. 20 grams, it is 4 centimeters. So now put it the masses in grams. Yes, so it is, we should first write the mass in the English and then the displacement second. I will make this correction in the notes. First is mass, then it is displacement, okay? Otherwise this will be you have to take care of it. So it is 10 grams, 20 grams, 30 grams, 40 grams, 50 grams, and 0 grams means 0.0 0.3 centimeters. So I'll interchange the place. Now just do it like the previous question number 12. It is divide by 100, sorry, divide by 1000 to get the kilograms. 10 divided by 1000 is 0.01. 40 divided by 1000 is 0.04. 50 divided by 1000 is 0.05. Now calculate the weight. Weight equal to mg. Now 10 into 0.01 into 9.8 is 0.098. 0.05 into 9.8 is 0.49. Do not round off right now. Then the position is 0.3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now the displacement. This is position, this is displacement. Displacement is final position minus initial position. So 2 minus 0.3 is 1.7. 4 minus 0.3 is 3.7. 6 minus 0.3 is 5.7. 8 minus 0.3 is 7.7. 10 minus 0.3 is 9.7. This is the displacement in centimeters. Divide by 100, you will get meters. 0.017, 0.037 up to 0.097. Now K equal to W by X. Now take the W. W is how much? 0.098 divided by 0.017. You will get about 5.76. And it goes on up to 5.05. So you will not get very uniform values. This is not the pendulum experiment. This is a spring experiment. The spring has its own style of behaving. So, and your pointer will also jump a little bit. So these numbers are not as precise as in the pendulum experiment. Now 5.76, 5.3, 5.16, 5.09, 5. The smallest number is 5.05 for the K, and the biggest is, the largest is 5.76. So your average will be between 5.05 and 5.76. Do all the calculation, you will get 5.27 Newton per meter from the table. Now let's look at the graph. Now for graph, if you want, you make a second table, otherwise don't. Just look at the weight, put some color here or a pencil circle, big oval here, and for the displacement in X, you can put a small pencil mark here and the pencil mark here, what you are using for the graph. Now but in the report you have to make a separate table. Now this is the weight, this is the displacement, 0, 0 is your first point. Now you have these things. Put all the points on the graph paper. You are lucky, all the 6 points. How many points are there? Excuse me. 0 to 5 is 6, not 5. So it is 6 points. 0, 0 is your first point. Now you have all the points, and now join them. You'll get them single straight line. Please join them by a single straight line, even if they don't come on the line. Do not draw crooked lines. You draw those crooked lines only in star maps, not on the graphs. Now look for the corner point. We cannot find a corner, but look at point 8. Now let's look at point 8 and 0.08, and it is how much? 0.4. It's not exactly corner, but it is almost a corner. So your first point is 0, 0 given in red. The second is 0.08 and 0.4. Now slope is delta W by delta X, W2 minus W1 divided by X2 minus X1. You'll get 0.4 minus 0 divided by 0.08 minus 0. 0.4 divided by 0.08. It is exactly 5 newtons per meter. How much does your table say? Table says 5.27. Not bad. I told you we allow 10% error. 10% difference. It's not an error, because it depends on the quality of your pencil and the scale you use. By scale I mean 1 centimeter corresponds to how much, and the size of the graph paper. Scale means actually the size. Now question number 14 is similar to the exactly like the question number 13, but the data is different. Again we'll first write the hanging mass, then write the displacement. The order is important, and this is, now I'll do this problem little bit fast. Now you make a small table. Please make a table to do this question. You'll have 20 minutes in the exam to do this question. 15-20 minutes. 0, 0 is your first point. Your hanging masses are how much? 10 gram, 20 gram, 30 gram, 40 gram, 50 gram. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Then the displacements are, the positions are 0.4, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. These data are put by estimating it from my mind. Now how much is delta x? Displacement is delta x. Final minus initial. 3 minus 0.4 is 2.6. 5 minus 0.4 is 4.6. 7 minus 0.4 is 6.6. 9 minus 0.4 is 8.6. 11 minus 0.4 is 10.6. Do not use the position directly. You have to use the displacement. Excuse me. Now this displacement is in centimeters. Divide by 100 to get the meters. 2.6 divided by 100 is 0.026. Now do this carefully. Then K is how much? W by X. It is positive. So your W is here. Now there's no, don't do 0 by 0 and write some number here. It is wrong. 0.98 divided by 0.026. It will be about 3.77. Like that you do all the 5 calculations here. Now calculate the mean value of K. The smallest number is how much? 3.77. The largest is how much? 4.62. The mean will be the mutawasat, the average will be between the smallest and the largest. Do your calculation carefully. You will get 4.33 newtons per meter. It is not 25, it is 4.33 newtons per meter. Yes. Now do a graph manually on a graph paper. Your 0, 0 is your first point. You need 2 columns from here. One is the weight column and one is the displacement in meters. Now put these 2 columns, or you can just circle them and color them and use it from the big table, but do it very carefully. Do not use a wrong column for the graph. It will be totally wrong. Now 0.098, 0.026. Put all these 6 points. 0, 0 is your first point, and put all the 5 points and draw the graph. Now in this graph there is no corner except the one corner is 0, 0. The other corner we have to estimate. Where is the other corner? Let's look at something like 0.7. 0.07, it will be about 0.3 approximately. Okay, I am just doing it approximately. You can take a magnifying glass on your paper and do it more carefully. 0.07 comma 0. My magnifying glass will help you to read. Choose the line on the graph paper. If it is between 2 lines, choose the left line or the right line, the upper line or the lower line. Do not choose middle of 2 lines. Choose one line, 2 or 3. That's it. We have discussed that many times in many experiments. So slope is delta W by delta X. W2 minus W1 divided by X2 minus X1. 0.3 minus 0 divided by 0.07 minus 0. 0.3 divided by 0.07. It is 4.2857. Do not write many numbers here. It is 4.2857142857. Repeating again and again. Just stop at 4.28 newtons per meter. How much did your machine tell you? Your machine graph says it is 4.68. It will be different. And your table says 4.33. So the answers will look different in different places. There are reasons for that. So your mathematical answer is 4.33. Then again in graph it depends what kind of software you are using, what algorithm it is using. So the answer will change from software to software. This graph is from Microsoft Excel. It will not change much because it is a simple graph, but in complicated graphs even the 2 computers will differ. 2 versions of Excel will also differ. If you use the 2003 or the 2016, the 2 can differ for complicated graphs but not for the easy graph. Now this is it, your expertise, your training for the calculations for this experiment. We do not need any other kind of calculations and graphs for this table. In these 14 examples we have done all kinds of calculations which are sufficient for your exams and for your reports. Now let's talk a little bit about the experiment. Aim. What is the aim? To determine the spring constant bracket K of a spring of a given helical spring. Your teacher in the lab will give you different springs. Different students will get different answers. Apparatus. Given helical spring, mass hanger, set of slotted masses. It's not weights. Scale and a stand. We have seen all these things in the image on page 1. Diagram is on page 1, look at it. Formulae are on page 1, look at them carefully. There are 2 formulae. Which is it? F equal to minus kx. We are not going to use the minus. F equal to kx in the experimental data. W equal to kx. Now the procedure you can guess, and I have talked about it a little bit. You keep adding the masses. note them down carefully and do your calculations. Make a table. If you make a table, there will be less mistakes. Now you have to take two precautions. This is not a pendulum experiment, so when you hang a mass, it should not move sideward, it should not move up and down. If it moves up and down, there will be a different formula to calculate the spring constant from the mass, and you will need to have a stopwatch. We are not going to do that. You can do it with a spring pendulum, also can help you to calculate the spring constant, but we will not do it. Avoid very high weights and also very low weight, because if you put very low weight, the displacement will be very small, 1 or 2 millimeters, and it's difficult to read it carefully, measure it carefully. You can read it but cannot measure it carefully. So use average weights, and it depends. You start with small masses in your hanger with small weights, and slowly increase, and you will have a judgment when to stop. It comes with practice, and in the lab we will do enough practice before during the experiment, inshallah. Now your observations are written like this. Serial number as usual, you have to take at least 10 readings, leave the 0th row for 0, 0. Mass will be in grams, we'll measure it in grams, do the calculations in kilograms. Calculate the weight using mass in kilograms, G is 9.8 meters per second square. Note down the position. The first position with 0 mass is not always 0, sometimes the pointer is little bent or shifted. So take care of that. Then the displacement, you will measure in centimeters and millimeters and convert it into meters. Sometimes we will make the measurement in millimeters also. So it depends on the type of spring we have. Then K equal to W by X. W is in newtons, X is in meters, so the unit is Newton by meter. Calculate the mean value of K. Do all your calculations as in question number 12 done before this experiment. Yes, there is a graph in this experiment. Do the graph as shown in question 12, 13 and 14. 12, 13 and 14 are similar questions. What is the result and conclusion of this experiment? We can write either result or conclusion. Okay. In English we have two different words and they are slightly different. You can use any one of them in today's experiment. Mean value of the spring constant from the table. There are two values, one from the table and one from the graph which you draw with your pen and pencil. Do not use any machine graphs. They are not allowed in the report. Yes. Do all these calculations on a scientific calculator, or you can use log tables or slide rule or abacus. Do not do it on a mobile. Or do not use Excel for these calculations. Now what are the references? The PASCO manual is your first references for all your lab work almost all the time. This is your second references to a textbook. Third is your Moodle website which has my notes and links to my videos. Fourth and fifth are two very good websites, and the sixth also. Fourth, fifth and sixth are very good websites where you can see the videos and other things related to the springs. The lab report has two parts. The first is a one-page theory about 200 words for 10 marks, which will check on the similarity will be checked using the software turnitin.com. This is the university requirement, so please submit it. If it is more than 30%, I will see what kind of overlap it has. Sometimes 80% is also acceptable because the teacher will look at it in detail and decide. And please write something which is good. Write the correct theory. Don't think that you can write 2 lines and submit it. And the complete report is 40 marks with aim, apparatus, figure, procedure and everything. It should be 5 or 6 pages, which is not much. 1 page is graph, 1 page is table, blah blah blah, it goes on. Submit all your lab reports in Moodle. And please do not copy from the students, because the teachers are trained to and experienced to catch students who copy. So just do your work alone. We'll discuss these things again, and this is the data for the lab report. What's the data in the lab report? It is given in yellow color. Look at problem 12, 13 and 14 3 times, 4 times, and before you fill this table. Everything is there, only the calculations have to be gone. And it is 0.4 here. We have done examples with 0.3 and 0.4, so do not mix up. So this is your lab data with 8 points, and 0, 0 is your 9th point which you put from your hand. do the graph and everything as in question 12, and question 13 and 14 are also similar to question 12 itself. So this is all for this lab. We'll discuss it more in the lab and in the class inshallah. See you soon inshallah in the class. Assalamu alaikum.